Hi, my name is Frank Washkuch. I'm the news editor at PRWeek, and I'm here with John Bell. He is the Global Managing Director of Social at Ogilvy. John, welcome.
Thanks, Frank.
So, Ogilvy launched Social at Ogilvy about 6 months ago. What have you guys learned as an agency in the half year since then, the challenges and the surprises since you've launched the unit?
Well, this has actually been a 7-year journey for us with our social practice overall. You're right. Earlier this year in February, we launched a kind of expanded vision of it, Social Ogilvy, which was intended to span across all the disciplines, all the marketing communications disciplines here at Ogilvy, but out in the universe. So it was meant to connect our CRM experts, our public relations experts, our kind of advertising creatives, everyone in here, because we see a vision, we see a purpose around integrated social media. In that expansion, our ambitions just got bigger. We have grown Social Ogilvy around the world. We're in 35 or more markets in terms of boots on the ground, people, strategists working in integrated teams to deliver client work. That by itself is a huge accomplishment. So I'm just going to pause there for a minute and kind of take that in. I think the other thing for us was we've had big leaps forward in integration. So again, that discipline integration doesn't come because I just say it's a good idea. We have to create new ways of working, new ways to brief teams, new team structures, new ways to collaborate and brainstorm. I mean, there was a tremendous amount of stuff to be done, and so there's been great success stories in our Fanta and Coca-Cola work, certainly the work we do with DuPont and others, practical applied success. So those are two big things that I think we hoped would come out of this and have.
There's one theory that says you take digital and social media people and implant them in every single group. And with what you're doing, it seems to be part of one unit. Explain to me the difference and why you didn't go with Model 1 and went with Model 2 instead.
Well, we didn't actually go for Model 2. We went for Model 3. And it's a great point. Social at Ogilvy is meant to have our cake and eat it too. We believe in the eventual that social will be ubiquitous across marketing communications disciplines. It'll be part of everyone's job. I actually don't believe that the implications will be that the term social goes away and we just do marketing comms. I actually don't believe that. However, I do believe it will be everyone's job. And what I think we've done is we bought into a path to get there. A practical path that lets us have a deep discipline of expertise today. So you know who your social experts are. I mean, they're thinking about it 24/7, 365, whatever euphemism you want to use, that they're the deep specialists, but they're also integrated into the other disciplines. So they're not unconnected like a silo would be. We do a lot of training. We've done it for years to help our teams get sharp and really kind of be great at what we do. We've, over the past few years, started training embedded teams. So that, to not use our jargon or leave you with our jargon, those are people who are built into an Ogilvy One relationship marketing team or built into the IBM client-based team. They're still known as social folks, but they live and breathe within that team.
And when you created Social at Ogilvy, you brought in folks from the advertising side, the marketing side, direct, you name it. It seems like they're a part of the group. What is it like integrating folks from all different types of backgrounds into one unit? Is it instant cohesion? Does it take a while? How does it work?
It's a great question. I've just done my kind of half-year review, so I've kind of looked at all parts of my business, summarizing it for kind of leadership here as to what we've accomplished. And one of the things I did was I looked at, who were the last 10 or 12 hires? And where did they come from? And they came from a whole bunch of different places. I should say traditional agencies, but agencies like Crispin Porter. They came from the media affiliate for Facebook in South Africa. They came from a lot of weird places, and that, I'd love to say that was by design. I think it was the natural outcome of who we were looking for. So how that works is, for us, we actually created a fair amount of IP at the center, including a planning model for what makes great social. It was based on experience. We didn't just think it up out of blue sky. We kind of learned what worked and what didn't over the past seven or 8 years. Now that's been codified, and it's much easier to bring people in from different disciplines. It's better because we get their fresh perspective, but we have a common way of working. So.
Give us an example of something you can do now with social at Ogilvy that you couldn't do before, or that was a lot more difficult before, and how this makes it easier and how this makes you get to the goal more quickly.
So a great example of that, is paid owned earned. We can do that, right? So we have a building, you're in it now, we have obviously more people outside the building, but we have buildings where they're content creators. I have my experts in Social Ogilvy at Neo, which is our online digital planning and buying media company. Obviously a vast collection of folks who are expert at evoking earned or advocacy overall. And I got them all sitting around the table working on stuff for IBM. It's not, we're not just doing one piece of that or even two pieces of that, we can do all three. And others will make their claims. That is one of the distinctive benefits of the Ogilvy model, of having all these disciplines under one roof. So that's the biggest thing that we can do now that we couldn't do before. We were global before. So I also did a recap of the past 7 years for this kind of roundup for the year. So I was kind of thinking about our story. We started as this little kind of pirate ship, skiff almost inside of Ogilvy Public Relations, if you will, and quickly blossomed. So, but early on in that 7-year trajectory, we decided we needed to be in many markets because we believed in the potential of social being, big use to our clients in many markets of the world. So I think we've accelerated that over the past 12 months, but it didn't start over the past 12 months.
So obviously Ogilvy put a lot of planning into this pre-launch. What do you have to do going forward, or what do you have planned for the next 6 months, a year, to refine it, to make it better, to improve on what you learned already?
Sure. So our development plan going forward is all about our clients, to be frank with you. So as we continue to accrue bigger, more complex client engagements like the ones we're doing for Ford or for BP or DuPont or IBM and so forth and so on, we've learned a lot about how to deliver. I would say, if I were to oversimplify it, I would say the mix of social media solutions that are Marcom, marketing communications based solutions against current business objectives and selling and so forth and so on, but also those that are really about changing their own organizations and helping them change. So we do a lot of transformation work. The kind of interesting part of it is that nobody calls us in to transform them. It just happens. It's like we start to get involved in delivering a great social solution, understanding that it has to be integrated with client resources and assets, which triggers a need for training and or building a content marketing infrastructure or some other kind of enterprise level kind of change project. So I think I think what we're finding is that we're going to do more and more of that kind of dual purpose work going forward.
Okay, John, thanks again for being with us.
Thanks, Frank.
I'm Frank Washkuch. I'm the news editor of PRWeek. Again, this is John Bell. He is the Global Managing Director of Social at Ogilvy. Thanks again.
Great, thank you.